السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. I am Mu'tasim Al-Armouti from VisualSoft. I would like to welcome you today to this developer's guide lesson, and I hope you had a look at the user's guide of InnovBase and familiar with Microsoft SQL Server so you can build reliable business applications like human resources, financial accounts, sales management, and much more. Today in this lesson, I will teach you how you can build an HR system from scratch, how to create a new database, how you can add fields, remove fields, how you can do data entry and data retrieval. And you will have further lessons that will take you deeper and deeper into the wonderful and powerful world of InnovBase.
Start InnovBase, select programming mode, enter the username and password, select a new database, enter the new database name, and click OK. Special settings are created inside InnovBase, inside the new database. The system requests that a new user account with SQL privileges be created to be able to program and develop. I will create a new user, give him a password, confirm the password. After the new user is created, close InnovBase and log in again using the new user you just created. Because this is the first time this user logs in the system, he is asked to change the password. Now we can see the InnovBase interface is only showing configuration menu option, which is InnovBase configuration. I will create a new menu item, and to make it a main menu item, clear the parent menu contents, give the menu name and here in Arabic. To be ready if someone wants to use InnovBase in Arabic interface, as we will see later on, after a few minutes. The menu item has been created, but it is empty. I will create a new object under this menu. Right-click, new object, call it employee file in English and Arabic. Here we use Arabic as a second language, and it could be any language of your choice. Determine the source type as user table, and here we select the table from the database, but the database is new and empty, so I will create a new table here, give it a name, enter the primary key and first field, from the security tab, make sure I have the following access rights: show, add, print, edit, delete, and click save. The employee file table has been created. If we do a new employee file, we can see the two fields we just created. We can change the label of the fields at any time easily. Right click, write the new label, then apply. employee ID field can be set to automatically generate numbers. Right click, select properties, control, select auto number, and save. We need to close and reopen it for the changes to take effect. Notice that there's an asterisk to note this is an auto-generated value and cannot be manually entered. Enter employee name and save. With this, I created the first record in my simple application, which contains one screen with two fields. If I drill down now, I can see that we have one entry. And now I will add more fields. Right click, select a new field, give it a name, birth date for example, determine the data type, the field has been added here, and more fields can be added from the same screen. For blood group field, I selected data type integer because I want to change it to a drop-down list. To make it a drop-down list, we need to create another table. First, create a new menu item called Settings. Create a new object under Settings. Enter the name in English, blood group, and in Arabic. Source type user table. Also make sure to grant privileges to the table is now created. The table is now created. I will enter data. Also, I will change code field to auto number. Reopen it and type the blood group. You can check here to automatically open a new file upon saving the current entry and quickly and easily create multiple entries. These entries are enough. Now I will change the blood group to a drop-down list control to link these objects together. To link blood group with employee file, right-click, select Change to Combo Box Wizard, select the object to create the link, select the link field, select the display field, and click Create Link. Now we can see the drop-down list blood group values are created. We created earlier. I will enter data for these two new fields for this employee. I can move with the left and right arrows to enter day, month, and year. I will change the label of these two fields. Here I will select B minus, but B minus is not in the list, so I can add it directly from here. And we can add as much values as we need. Since we have all possible blood groups in the list, I will revoke some of the user privileges for this object. I will revoke add, edit, delete, and keep show and print only. Now if I reopen the employee file, notice that the add button is no longer available. This way the blood group values cannot be changed. However, an employee blood group can be deleted if it's unknown for this employee. Before adding more fields, let us look at the following functionality. Each field here is on a single line. We can automatically have the system put two fields on one line. Go to Configure, Wizard Options, Wizard Type, select Smart Arrange. Now every two fields are on one line. We can do the same for blood group as follows. To reset the field layout back to single line, go to Configure, Wizard Options, Wizard Type, and select Data Phone. Now the fields are back to single line layout. I will add more fields to the employee file for contact information, mobile, telephone, email, and finally address. After the new fields are added, we can rearrange them easily at any time. Click on the middle mouse button or the mouse wheel and hold on the field label. And drag and drop of another field label, and both fields will switch places. to move one field in front of another, use the same technique while holding the shift key during the dragging process and rub over the field you would like to place it before it. A field height can be increased for better displaying of the data. For example, description or note field or address field. Now I would like to add a next of kin for this employee to contact him in case of emergency. Here I find suitable to add a separator between these fields. From here select add separator and give it a name in English and Arabic. Notice that the separator has been added here, and I want it at the end. Select tab index, assign it a number larger than all current fields, and since 10 is the largest, I can assign it 11 or 20. And notice it has been moved to the end. Now I will create the required fields. Next of kin name, and mobile number. I used a field name that is already used, but the system rejected it. I will try again and notice the new name. I will change labels. Now let's continue entering the data. Now let's continue entering the data for our employee example. Mobile number, telephone, and the extension if applicable. Email, the address, the next of kin name, and his mobile number. Save. Maybe some of you are wondering where all of this data, tools and options are being saved. Let's go to SQL Server and determine the server to log in, then log in, open the database used by InnovBase. If we open tables, we will find blood group table, employee file table, and more tables start with FRW, which are special tables created and used on the very first login to InnovBase and is used to set up the system. As an InnovBase developer, I am concerned with the two tables I created. If I open the employee file table in design mode, I will find all the fields I created earlier inside InnovBase in a programming mode. And here I see the name of the next of kin and his mobile. Let me add new fields for contacting this next of kin, like phone number, email also. Select data type similar to the ones before. The address. These new fields have just been created within SQL Server. Save changes and go back to InnovBase and open the employee file, and notice the three new fields added in SQL Server are displayed automatically. I can change their tab index with the new order values. (52), 53, and 54. After that, we can fix these numbers by clicking Fix Serial few times. I will close and reopen, and clearly I will close and reopen and clearly see the fields are in order. I will edit the labels. Now I have an employee file with the next of kin information. I will complete entering the data for this employee. Telephone number, email, and address. I will click Apply to save and keep the entry screen open, or save to save and close the screen. Now let's create more detailed information about the employee, like financial data. I will open the employee file and go to this tab and add a new field for basic salary. Which is of real data type. I will add transportation allowance, housing allowance, To make these fields on a separate tab, open tab index and make the tab like this: first page number or sequence, suppose I want to make it the second tab, give it a name in English and in Arabic, and putting a period between the number and name and the other name. Give the same value for the other two fields. Now by closing and reopening the employee file, the new tab is added and the new three fields are there. I will enter values in these fields. I will create a field containing the sum of these fields. But I do not want to save the sum in the database. So I select a new expression, give it a name, and define the formula in SQL format. I'll select the fields to sum, the basic salary, plus transportation, plus housing. After save, we can see the sum was automatically calculated and displayed. I will rearrange the fields to have the total at the end. Now let's switch the system interface to Arabic language. From System, Preferences, select Arabic language, refresh, and the system now is displayed in Arabic. We can move the menu tree to the right side. Notice here Human Resources, Employee File, Setting and Blood Group. I will open this folder, and here I find that some field names are in Arabic and some in English, because we did not assign Arabic captions for these fields before. We can do so easily and at any time manually or automatically, which will be explained in another session. Also, this can be done from tab index. We will change all captions to Arabic. Now next of kin information, his name, his mobile, telephone, email, address. The tab name can be changed from tab index, where we type the tab name in English and Arabic. For the first field only, and upon leaving the first field, the rest of fields are automatically updated. Now we can see that tab names are in Arabic. I will continue changing the captions to Arabic. I will create a new employee file in Arabic. As you can see, we may use the system entirely in Arabic. The menus, tabs, data, system interface, just like in English. Going back to our employee file, we'll go back to our employee created in Arabic and delete it. And now we have the first employee only. Let's add a new tab for employee legal documents. I will add the ID number of 10 digits. The issue place. The issue date. The expiry date. Also, I will add passport number. passport issue place, passport issue date, and passport expiry date. I will rename captions which is, by the way, is different from the database column name. Now make all these new fields in a new tab. I'll give it number 3 and we'll call it legal. And give the name in Arabic for future use. When editing this employee again, we will see the legal tab along with the all new fields we just added. Now I will continue entering the data. ID number, issue place. And for the issue and expiry dates, we need to use the Hijri date. InnovBase provides an easy way to do that. Right click, properties, and from here I select the date Hijri. I can do the same for all dates that I want to be in Hijri format. Now we will continue the data entry. Now we can use either Hijri or Gregorian date format by clicking on the radio button. Put the passport number, the issue place, now we have completed all data for this employee. We will save. I will now create new files for other employees. I entered a few employee files, and if I open any employee, we notice that I only entered the name, blood group, basic salary, and the rest is blank. We can enforce the user to enter data for specific fields by going to properties of that field and check mandatory checkbox. The system will now not allow saving a new employee file unless all mandatory fields are entered. Now we will see how I can immediately benefit from the data we just entered. From employee file, right-click, select drill down. All entered data is displayed in tabular format. I can now sort them in any order I like. For example, employee birth date is not important to display here, so I can remove it. While I'm concerned about basic salary, I can bring it to the front. I can hide also certain columns by dragging in outside the page. I can remove all fields I'm not interested now, like telephone numbers, emails, and so on. After I arrange the columns, I can group the data based on a certain field. On blood group, for example, I drag the blood group column up like this. I have 3 employees here with the same blood type. No employees for type B. Additional groups can be added or removed. I can group on basic salary, descending order or ascending order. I can group also by employee names alphabetically. Also, this data can be printed. Where the report is automatically generated and can be printed directly from here. Note that these special settings and properties are at the end user level, where each user can have his user preferences. Other documents and links can be added to this list. For example, we will add a new object. We'll go to the wizard options, wizard type link. In the class name, enter the website address, like visualsoft.net, for example. We will give it a name. From the menu, double-click on the VisualSoft website and the site is launched by your default browser. I can add another link, this time for Windows System Calculator. You can see how the calculator is used. Objects can be sorted as desired to display. Go configure, sort order, or by drag and drop functionality. In conclusion, InnovBase provides a new menu, new object. In object setup, we have many types. We tried some of them. Also on the screens, we created normal fields and special fields. For the created fields, we can do many useful things using properties like arithmetic expression, Hijri date format, validations, and much more, which will be in more lessons to come, inshallah. With this, we conclude our lesson. I hope it was useful, helpful, and fun. More information is available on our website, including this tutorial. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.